Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
Cannot play with them. Cannot win with them. Cannot coach with them. Can't do it. I want winners.
Hello? You play to win the game.
But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook. Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40. That's all I got to say. It makes me want to puke.
The train wreck of social media is now on the air. Here is your host.
So is the host.
Mics are hot and so is the host. You can't see my beard in this yet. How come that you can see it in person, you can't see it on TV? And there you have it, our tribute to the fallen warrior this past week. And what sad news it was that we heard that Road Warrior Animal had passed away and completed the passing of the greatest tag team, I think, of all time, of my generation.
Oh, it's my generation too.
There is almost no argument to that.
Everybody remembers the Road Warriors, and if you don't know them or haven't followed them, then you just missed out. That's all I can say. And that's just, it's sad.
I've been watching.
Can't even see my tea.
I've been watching films or YouTube clips for the last 2 days. I mean, I was not the biggest Road Warrior fan.
Yeah.
I really loved the Road Warriors when I could hate them.
Right.
I wanted them to be bad guys. And I know most people enjoyed them being good guys, but I love the Dusty Nikita feud with the Road Warriors. That's some of my favorite tag team wrestling right there.
You know, and looking back on that, I was like that, but different. I could not stand Demolition. I hated Demolition too. I seen them as a knockoff of the Road Warriors, and once you get the Road Warriors, you're that's it. There's nothing else is going to compare. You can't even do anything like it. But you know, that was our quick little tribute. We're not doing the Squared Circle Wrestling Show. But I know you see the logo behind me, but we're not doing a wrestling show tonight.
You pulled out your NWO shirt and you pulled out the Squared Circle Wrestling, and we're not going to go anywhere.
We're not going to do. This NWO shirt is 20.
Size is too small.
20 years.
No, that's
20 years old.
That's Randall's football jersey that he was going to wear to celebrate football season starting, and he's too fat.
It was a schmedium.
You came in and said, when your chest hairs poke through it, you go, I'm not going to use
it. Was
that.
so tight I had a six-pack because it was cutting chunks out of my fat rolls.
Well, that's one way to have it.
Yes.
You know, talking about LOD, the Road Warriors, like, I loved them, but looking back on it, they were imposing humans. They were imposing. They were just imposing tag team. But their work in the ring was not.
They were just maulers.
Great. Yeah.
That's all they did. They went and beat up people.
But Demolition, you know, we were just talking about with both y'all.
They were more workers. Yeah.
They were the better in the ring. But when you hear what a rut, there's nothing like it. Your hair on the back of your neck
when you
stands
hear
up.
What? This?
Yeah, let's go again.
Demolition, though, I like them.
Yeah, there's nothing like that. That is just hair on the back of your neck stands up. You think you're one of them.
Yo, you know, it's just, it gets you fired. It's kind of like Rocky. You ever?
Yeah.
I worked with a guy when I was at Allied that was a pipe fitter, and he'd be down in the dumps, and then the next day he came in, and he was ready to just throw down and work all day long. He was excited. I was like, dude, what went on? Yesterday you were down in the dumps saying about quitting your job. Today you come in and you're going crazy. And he goes, dude, I watched the Rocky Marathon last night. And he said, I got at the end of that by Rocky 4, I was throwing punches at the wall. He said, I was heavyweight champion all night.
My second favorite movie after Smoking.
I was like, I've never heard anybody put it that way, but he would get excited by watching Rocky. So when he was down, he would just watch the Rocky movies and got. Who doesn't do that?
Oh, nobody.
Who's sitting in this room and watching by YouTube? Or what are we on? YouTube and Facebook tonight?
Yeah, just YouTube and Facebook tonight.
No Twitter, no Twitch. YouTube and Facebook tonight.
Twitter had a Twitch.
Who posted it to the website, to our Facebook page?
Well, Randall forgot we're going live, so I haven't yet.
I posted it to mine.
Your homepage?
Yeah, I can't do it to yours. I don't know. Our D. Swain and Beal, so I don't know how to do that.
I just did it.
All right. Randall is THEMAN. Just don't tell him.
Houston, welcome to the show. My cousin Jeff Lowry, welcome
to the show.
Welcome to the show. Yes, Rocky can fire you up. And Mitchell Jarvis, welcome to the show, man. Long time no see from Mitchell. It's good to see him on.
So
that's the Fort Oglethorpe police officer.
Mitchell Jarvis, right. Yeah,
He's my buddy.
with him. Yeah.
He was our SRO at LFO and had a lot of respect for that man.
Yeah, he's a good man. Good
Still
man.
do.
We've talked about the show being a show. I mean, we live our life, and our show goes on in text and phone calls. 24
the show
hours.
Never ends.
It does not. It truly. When I joined this, I joined a cult, and I've been in it since then. Barnett and I did about an hour-long tribute to Road Warrior Animal today, and the one thing I wanted to get out, and we'll move on, is I know you love Nikita Koloff, and not a lot of people know that Road Warrior Animal and Nikita were college football teammates.
I didn't know that.
And Road Warrior Animal entered the wrestling world, and Nikita didn't have any plans of it. And Road Warrior Animal actually reached out to Nikita and got him hooked up with Ivan to start his training.
Wow.
And then was really their first big opponent of Nikita was Ivan and Nikita versus the Road Warriors. Also, we talked about in just last part, there was 4 people in the training class with the Road Warriors. Hawk and Animal, Mike Headstack, and Joe Laurinaitis. A guy named Richard Rude that turned into Rick Rude. And the 4th one was Barry Darso that ended up in Demolition. So that's 4 guys. Those 4 guys done pretty good in life, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. And you think about it, a lot of it is who you know in that business. When you come in and you've got to get your push, everything right at the same time. But growing up, I was always a Nikita fan. I got to, when I went to the Omni to watch, not the Omni, how stupid it is. I went to the Roundhouse. The Omni. I went to the Roundhouse.
Could have went to Atlanta or to the Omni. You never know.
I did go to the Omni, but I don't think Nikita was there because I seen. That's the last time Andre the Giant wrestled.
Oh wow!
And he was outside in his stilts, and Brad Armstrong was on crutches. His
crutches.
They were the steel crutches, but they were like stilts for everybody else.
Yeah, yeah, they were huge.
That's awesome.
And then had that's when Brad Armstrong.
Yeah.
It was on crutches when the 4 Horsemen jumped him. You remember that?
Yeah.
So he come out on those crutches and walked around just to sell it a little bit more. And I was down there and seen all that. And Nikita, I don't remember if he wrestled that night or not, but I was a big Nikita fan for years. And then when we were covering sports, Nikita was doing the Christian Wrestling Organization, and Greg the Hammer Valentine and the Road Warriors, I believe, were there. Hawk and Animal? Hawk and Animal, and it was Hawk. Ivan was there, Hawk and Animal, and Greg the Hammer Valentine and Nikita. And I got to go backstage and talk one-on-one with Nikita. And I thought, how cool was that as a kid to have Nikita Koloff as your idol?
Yeah.
And then meet the real Nikita Koloff, who's the born-again Christian, a minister and all that, and you think that's give me even more respect for him. But I remember that Greg the Hammer was letting the cuss words rip, and the Road Warriors going, dude, remember you got saved? He said, oh, yeah, that's right. And I'm like, it was a gimmick to Greg Hammer. And I thought, you got to be kidding me. it's like, Nikita won't let you say that stuff. They had been friends, and I knew they were friends. Yeah. And also, wasn't Joe and Mike bouncers?
Yes.
At
with
Mama's place.
There's somebody else that was coming along with them too.
I think Rude was there with them.
There was like 6 or 7 in that group.
And I want to say, was Nash one of them?
No, Scott Norton was.
Scott Flash Norton was.
Yeah, but Scott Norton he was become a power lifter at the end of it, but he never lifted weights ever until Animal come in and one day and he said, "You're 380 pounds, and you don't lift weights."
Yeah.
And come to find out, he wound up bench pressing almost 800 pounds.
Yeah.
And Animal Joe is the one that got him established in that, and then in the wrestling business.
Well, see, and you think about too, back then it was a little bit different. If you got in that era and you got in with that group, it was like one big family traveled together, and that was really cool about that. But yeah, we definitely sad to hear that the Road Warrior, Hawk and Animal now have gone. Like I said, watched them, loved them. Still probably the greatest tag team of all time, in my opinion. And we are going to be talking tonight about everything that we can talk about sports-wise. Washington Nationals. Out.
How
cool is that?
Goodbye, Earl.
And we are working on our caricatures as we speak.
Yeah.
Our caricatures logo will be completed in about a week. So that is cool.
Except right now we don't have a Barnett in it. But that's okay.
We've got Randall.
Not angry.
We don't have... Belo's not complete. D. Swain's pretty close.
D. Swain is pretty close.
D. Swain and Randall are really close.
Looks like a fat hog with hair.
The Belo one don't look
not Randall
like me at all.
I like Randall.
Does.
Yeah. The Belo don't look like me at all. It looks more... It's weird looking.
Yeah.
So I got to do some
looks like
work
John
on that.
Candy.
It kind of does. John Candy and Chris Farley had a baby. That's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah.
In the face. The face is like a bowling ball with eyes. It's really not good. But we're getting there with them, and it'll be cool when they're all done. Just Incredible just tuned in. We were talking, Road Warriors. And by the way, let's see if this gets you fired up, Justin.
Turn the sound
up. The only thing missing from mine is a rib stain.
I have to be careful how many times I play that because Vince McMahon still owns the rights to that. But at the same time, you think about the Washington Nationals are not making the playoffs this year. When's the last time that happened?
Been a while.
Nail biter. When's the last time that happened?
It's been a long time. No, I didn't.
What was you saying before?
This is the 20th season that we have not had a repeat champion in Major League Baseball for a World Series.
Wait a minute, what?
There has not been a repeat World Series champion in 20 years.
Probably the Blue Jays.
You're saying...
Yeah.
In 20 years, nobody has repeated.
Nobody that's won it the year before back to back.
Back to back.
Has it been that long?
Consecutive.
It's been a while. I think
the Boston Red Sox or the Yankees should have been the last one, right?
No.
I thought the Big Uglies won it a year after that, or was it a year after
I'm just telling you what it came across ESPN.
Pulling it up.
See, you remember the Big Uglies when you had Damon and Manny Ramirez and Big Papa, Big Poppy. When you had all those guys in it, that year the Red Sox finally won. I thought they went back. They might not. It might have been the Yankees. The
Yankees went back to back to back in 98, 99, and 2000. And there is no way they should have done it in what year was it?
2000, the last one.
The Braves were up 2-0 at one point, and then went home and lost. The Red Sox won multiple World Series, but they're spread out over 4 years.
Yep.
I thought the Blue Jays went back to back at some point. They did, but that was 92, 93.
I would ask Josh if he knows, but I don't think he's much of an athlete.
Well, according to what all y'all said, he's not.
Josh, I had to go there, man. I know the look right now on his face. He's like, you just let me call in. You let me call in. But no, Josh might know that answer.
There's nobody.
He was a baseball coach.
There's nobody.
None. Oh, that's a good one.
Nobody.
What was that triple?
Bad English without these.
What was that triple negative I've been working on? What was it we said?
Ain't got none or something.
Ain't never know.
Ain't never going to happen.
Yeah, ain't never gonna happen.
Ain't never going to happen. I just probably got red penned times 10.
Well, I just did too, but ain't none of it.
Yeah.
Hey, you know I'm from Ray County. That's where I was born and raised, and all that stuff makes sense to me.
So you have would you, did you, and want to, or that's everyday word.
Oh, doohickey?
Doohickey, would you, did you? Yeah.
My mama was a sharecropper growing up, so I got it. I can go all we want to.
My grandmother was a doohickey and a thingamajig.
My mama was a thingamajig. Yeah.
My mama.
And I think I got hit with everything that was not nailed down at one time.
Yeah.
Not that I deserved it.
My mama's big one was them M's. We're going over to your Mama's and M's.
Yep.
Yeah, and M's. And M's, yeah.
That was mama.
That's the good old days. You know, now we have to be politically correct. But baseball, when did you look? The Yankees were the last ones to do it?
Yeah, they did it. 98, 99, and 2000.
And that was the last ones?
Yeah, it is.
What year was the Red Sox the Big Uglies? 06?
They were spread out.
I'm sorry.
They were spread out. They won
9 or 10.
Unlock the phone.
Which burner did you bring? How many burner phones did you have?
I just brought one that's got a battery on it.
Which one do the bottom feeders have as your...
No, this is it. If you hear this ring during the show, I got to go.
The date.
Hey, somebody call.
Do you want to give that number out by any chance?
Absolutely not.
So all the bottom feeders who are interested in dating, bottom feeders...
Bottom Feeders Anonymous.
No, what's the name of that?
It's 423-413-8806.
Bottom Feeders Anonymous.
It's not it.
That's it. Ask for Randall.
As for Sugar Daddy.
Bottom Feeders Anonymous. We are Bottom Feeders.
TBA.
Yeah.
423-413-8806. Randall.
Yeah, my cousin Jeff said we're a bunch of rednecks. That's an understatement.
Hey, I pride myself in being not a redneck. I'm more of the white trash level.
So you're proud to be white trash.
When you get on the YouTube, tell me who you's on, please.
I guarantee you, right now, Dennis is going, oh my gosh.
I left the show to these idiots.
Yeah, so he is, as you can see, he has been replaced
Did you
on
say
the
he
show.
stubbed his big toe?
Dude, let me tell you, I haven't heard anybody whine like he did today. It was embarrassing. But he said, you know what, I'm done.
Big toe.
He said, you know what, I'm done. And I have to rename the show now.
Oh, crap.
I heard he had a bad hair day, and this is what it was about.
No, he's mad. He's upset. And he just said, you know what, I got stuff I got to do. He had some family stuff. But if you look at it, he quit. He quit the show. He is no longer here.
You big turd.
So the show will be the Blank and Below show for a while.
The Blanking.
Or it could be the Cornhole and Beho.
Look at those cornholes. Do y'all notice how shiny they are?
Cornhole
and Below show.
The Cornhole and Behold.
That's hilarious, dude.
D-Swain, welcome.
Cut that out. Let's edit. Producer in the back. Cut that out real quick. Don't let that air.
That's a whole rib stain right there.
Yeah. You probably would have throwed up right there on the spot if you had your ribs.
Speaking of, I'm going to go over there and do a demonstration. No, anyway. With those cornhole boards across the way over there, my friend Blake Ryan made those for us. All of it's hand painted. Check him out on Facebook. It's his personal page. But go look at him. He just made an American flag set, 1 stars, 1 stripe.
You had a picture of that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But those are by far the best ones he's ever made.
Well, close there for us.
They're for us. So
those are like, and he done all that by hand.
He hand painted all of it.
And I was like, when I seen it, I was like, dude, I've done TVs and production and a lot of stuff for a long time, but when we put that logo together, and I remember I was working with Jay Knight and some other people, and I was like, here's what I got in my head that I want to see as a logo. And that's why we call you two guys Hat and Mike.
You ain't supposed to tell them.
What do you mean I ain't supposed to tell them?
D. Swain says D. Swain's not a part of us anymore.
That's
so
right. If D. Swain walked off the set.
You can tell what you want to.
I've got to find a new spot to fill.
So I'm the hat.
Your hat.
On the logo.
Yeah, because you have an ungodly amount of hats.
Yep.
I thought I had a lot of hats. But you destroy hats. You create hats to destroy.
The next segment, I'll bring in the one that I bought brand new.
Oh, don't do this. Don't. That's the ugliest hat I've ever seen. It looks like a chia pet growing out of your brain.
I don't care.
You've had it since 2000 and what,
No, that's the one I bought 6 months ago.
The Georgia one that you plucked and fuzzed out? No, you did that again. You had it years ago.
I did have every hat I've ever bought, except this one.
It's hideous. Don't do that one.
I'm not going to. There's not enough fluff on it. I can't.
You remember when the hats had the styrofoam and they stitched around it and it's fluffy?
Yeah.
He would take a razor blade and cut all those threads and fluff it out to where it was hairy looking. And he liked it. And then he would take it and rub it against the block and brick so this stuff would peel off and hang and then wear it.
And I would buy it one size too small so I could cut the back and make it me. But you know how many hats I've given away that way? People's like, "Oh, I love your hat, Barnett. Can I have it?" Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
How many? One? Your mom?
Like 30. No.
I just got a big old.
Your mom's your biggest fan. Your dad's your second biggest fan.
No, it would be the other way around.
Okay, well, your dad's your biggest fan, and he don't even like that. He probably says, "Son, you've ruined that hat."
Yeah.
He's probably watching right now.
Mom got irate.
Mama Barnett, are you watching?
When I cut a hat she bought me. And she got it for me for Christmas.
Needs to.
And I cut it right then and scuffed it up like I do. Barnett did it.
All right. Here's one thing I am going to do. Why do you put propaganda on the...
I'm just trying to...
We don't...
Message.
When somebody quits the show, we don't miss them, Randall.
I'd send him a secret message.
We don't care about him.
BB's his love child, or his whatever y'all call it.
What am I going to do now... when I need somebody to agree with me about something? Cause
just look over there at that empty chair, and you'll hear the ghost go. That's right. Because if I catch him in here ever again, crossing his leg and shaking his foot,
I'm
gonna run him off the show.
He's not coming
back. He
wasn't. Well,
he might calm down and come back in.
Sucker.
But
I believe it was BB's fault.
But here's the thing. Well, here's the thing, though. Here's one thing we are going to do, and I want to say this real quick because I will forget, pal. And thanks for the invite, Fancy. He's still sore over that.
Hey, it was on our page. It was on our page for 6 months.
4 months. That's better than 6 weeks. You're right. 4 months.
Hey,
4 months.
Josh, you couldn't figure out the rules, pal. I mean, it's took me 3 weeks into the season to even figure out.
You'd love it. You got defensive players, you got offensive players, and the quarterbacks are averaging 125 points.
Yes. You set it up different, which I like how you set it up. It's really cool. But here's what I wanted to announce. We are going to have Fan Day, and here's what I want. We're going to set chairs up around this room, and we're going to open the show up one night for all our top fans to come.
Oh, that's going to be sweet.
It's going to be fun. We'll have however many fans we can cram in this room. We're going to have donuts, coffee, pizza, all that. And it's called Top Fan, and we're going to set the cameras up where everybody can be a part of the show.
That being said, if you have a small refrigerator that you want to donate to the show, we'll put your cotton picking name on it somewhere.
Yeah.
But we need one.
What is it?
A Frigidaire.
Refrigerator.
Oh, we do. Yeah, we do need a mini fridge.
I'm trying to tell you. A mini fridge. We need one.
You're trying to tell me or trying to tell the audience?
Shut up. I'm talking to the camera.
Oh,
we need one.
Lord.
Sorry. I'm not staring down. We need a Frigidaire about this big.
A mini fridge. Just say mini fridge. You don't have to be a Frigidaire. We need a mini fridge.
That hurts the midget's feelings when you call it mini.
Okay. No, if you'd have said a midget fridge, that would hurt their feelings. But if you call a midget mini, it don't hurt their feelings. But if you call them a midget, it hurts their feelings. Or short stuff. Or short stack. Half pint. You can't call those people those names.
Sorry.
Like that.
Political correctness.
It's mini fridge. That's what it's called.
Ain't a micro machine Frigidaire.
All right, Randall. He's lost.
My head hurts.
All right, so
D. Swain, and what do you think about the Kentucky?
D. Swain's gone. D. Swain's gone.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Cheer. What do you think about Kentucky, South Carolina?
We're getting the same out of that as we would D. Swain.
Kentucky, Auburn.
But here's the thing. Top Fan, we will announce when Top Fan Night will be because I do want to open it up. And I want to do this on a regular basis, at least once every month or two, to have our fans. Now, when we get to where we do the next show at Fields, Everybody just packed Phil's house out. What I was waiting on was Phil was going to put a deck on the top of the roof, and he was going to give us that whole deck one night.
They've been working on something down there.
How cool would it be to be on the top of that roof building overlooking the square of Gordon Lee on a Friday night?
Woo!
How cool would that be? After the game, a Gordon Lee win, we all go to Phil's, and I'm going to try to hook that up with Phil next year. Or for Kevin, I always say Phil, but Kevin, hook that up next year to where when we're broadcasting the Gordon Lee games, when the Gordon Lee wins, if he will open up for a little bit one night and us do the show live there and him feed the kids.
Post game with Blank and Belo.
That's right. Because now it looks like I may have to look. I don't know. I seriously don't know where he's at. I don't know where he's at.
We gotta have another D though.
All I got was like, I'm not coming. He didn't say ever. He didn't say just for tonight. He didn't say this month. He said I'm not coming.
See, I thought it was something simple, just a stub toe. Like I could justify that.
He couldn't find his glasses today. He lost his glasses. He's getting old. I mean, really, I had to turn him around twice in the warehouse.
Probably his knee from shaking it so much. It's getting so arthritic. He can't walk.
Where have you gone?
But he was mad I did strike him out. I did strike him out.
That explains it. That's why he's not here. Didn't want to take the brunt of the butt whooping.
Yeah. And
what are we going to do about
Jeff, my cousin Jeff, he's welcome. He's welcome anytime he wants to come in and be on the show. Jeff's got an open invitation with me.
Blanklow Estates.
Blanklow. That's what we need to call it. The Blank and Belo show.
You fill whatever you want to into the spot.
The Cornhole and Belo show.
The Cornhole and Belo
show. The Megan Matthews and the Belo show.
Oh, that's funny stuff. All right, but anyway, let's get back on sports real quick.
Mars, you can't say midget either. If I can't say it, you can't say it, and you know so.
All right. 20 years since a repeat World Series.
Consecutive, yes.
When was did you look it up on Boston?
It was 3 and 7 and 13.
So when were the Big Uglies? 7.
7.
I knew it wasn't 3 or 13. Might have been 13.
The 3, when they won in the 3, all I remember.
2013 when Johnny Damon was with the Red Sox, or was it 07?
13 is when he.
It wasn't 7.
13. It was 7. I think it's close to 7.
I can tell you why. I know for a fact it wasn't 7, but I ain't gonna say it on the air.
I know exactly what July 7th was.
And yes, but that's part of that. But I'm not how I know because I.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so I think it's 2013.
But when did he go to the?
That's what I'm looking up.
The Yankees.
Johnny
the next
Damon,
year, I thought. When did the Yankees sign?
Professional baseball player.
When did he sign? Anybody know?
Was with the Red Sox from 02 to 05.
So you are incorrect.
It had to be 03.
No, it was not 03. Johnny Damon did not go to the Yankees in 03.
No, he left.
He left in 05.
Yes, that's about right. 05.
So 03 is the World Series.
No. It wasn't 05 he left. He didn't leave the Red Sox in 05.
Well, according to Wikipedia, won a world championship.
Wikipedia's a liar.
In 04,
yes.
So it was 04, 07, and 013.
When did he? No, when was his first?
013.
013.
You've been red pen, dude.
Hey.
When do I need to look at when was Johnny Damon? When did Johnny Damon start with the Yankees?
Johnny Damon's first year is 2006 to 2009.
No, it can't be, and I'll tell you why. And I don't want to. I'll tell you when we go to break why it was not there.
I'm going to look up at another site, Johnny Damon stats, because you know I've got every sports stat site.
You are incorrect.
And
I just graduated high school. I remember.
Jeff, I'm gonna address my cousin real quick. Jeff, every Tuesday and every Thursday from 6:30 to 8 o'clock we do the show. Any time of those 2 nights you want to come in and drop in, just let me know when you're there.
If you want to meet me, you probably need to wait till about 6:40. So just letting you know.
All right, now one thing we did want to talk about since there is no more
MLB's website. He played for the Red Sox 02, 03, 04, 05. He signed with the Yankees in 06 and played there until 2009.
It's impossible.
And then 10, he was a Tiger.
Wait a minute. He played there to win?
He played in Boston from 2002 to 2005.
Keep going. You said he signed with the Yankees and played till 09?
09.
Who after the Yankees?
He
The
just told you
Tigers.
the Tigers.
Then he was with 1 year with the Tigers, 1 year with the D-Rays, now Rays, and 1 year with Cleveland. Hey, and who knew Johnny Damon had 2,769 hits?
I'm not buying that, dude. I mean, I know I hear what you're saying. What was that on MLB?
MLB. And they would
That can't be right. It cannot be right.
Baseball Reference. Now I'm going to MLB. Last shot.
Because I don't want to have to look it up, but we're going to have to go to break just so I can tell you why I know that's. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do.
You're wrong.
2002.
That never gets
It's
old.
not on,
You know it.
you're not on camera.
Never gets old. Now you're on
no.
camera.
No.
You was freaking out a while ago.
It was this, you goon.
Did a whole routine over here.
It was this.
I was Road Warrior Fat Guy.
Did you just...
You were Rogue Warrior.
Road Warrior Fat Guy.
Rogue Warrior.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is time once again for the River City Podcasting Sports Update with your host, Cougar 4.
And you know what?
Do we have to call him Cougar 4 now? We got to come up with something else. I can't just say with your host, Mike. Because then the old D. Swain would go, it looks like you're saying Mick. M-I-C is Mick. It ain't Mike. It's M-I-K-E if you don't call him Mike. That's just
RC.
So
RC.
I'm B squared.
I'm not the quarterback.
Okay, with your host, not the quarterback.
And since we had a walkout on the show, we're changing our sponsor.
No.
Yes.
Well, yes, it's
To the has-beens.
No, it's still going to be brought to you by. Do you know a man that tries to act young? Do you know a guy that shows up to run full-court basketball at 41? Do you know a guy at the bar in a Nirvana shirt and gray hair poking out his chest?
Yeah, his name's D. Swain.
Do you know a guy that tries to super kick a shelf at 49?
Easy. Easy.
If you do, use Below Sports and Strain Muscle Cream.
Woo!
And you're old, but you still think you got it. Use Below.
I've recovered, thank you.
And then you
The
hurt
hamstring
yourself
has
again.
recovered.
That was going to be.
I kicked the shelf, though. I did kick the shelf. I just didn't knock it down.
The original intent for that was to be spot number 2 tonight, but it got moved up 1.
Now, listen, the next sponsorship's got to be the walkout has-beens.
I'll write it.
Real men of genius.
Real.
Real
Speaking
men,
of walkouts-
real not men of genius.
Speaking of walkouts, delayed the Marlins and the Braves. Isn't that appropriate for tonight?
I'm sure the Marlins called timeout again.
A sport we don't care about. The Giants and Rockies are tied in the top of the 10th, 4-4.
Oh, wow.
The Nationals and the Mets, 1-0 in the 5th. White Sox and Indians are all knotted up in the 5th. And the Yankees trail the Blue Jays, 1-0 in the 3rd. Later tonight, the Orioles, Red Sox, the Tigers, the Princess Elizabeth, the Trash King Beaters, and the Rangers, the Orioles and the Cardinals, the A's Dodgers World Series preview. Earlier today, I want y'all to just give some attention to this one. The Pittsburgh Baseball Pirates 7, the Chicago Cubs, at you, Raylan. I know you 8, but I'm talking trash to you. Nothing.
Raylan Jennings, guys.
Raylan Jennings.
Where is Raylan Jennings been?
We're setting up an in-home a visit because he's going to do my official baseball playoff predictions.
Is Raylan going to come back on the show? Or?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Got to get it set up.
Well, I know when we do fan night, I want him here when we do fan night as well.
Yeah, and I think we got to throw his sister Shelby on. She deserves a little attention too. She's a softball player. Also,
cut that out, by the way. He stumbled on sister, and it about said something else.
So, it wasn't no cornhole.
Yeah, I wasn't.
It wasn't no cornhole.
We're not going down that road.
In college football tonight, UAB plays South Alabama.
That might be a decent game.
And in NFL, and it's rare in the NFL, but you
Hold on. Time out. Skip, you can talk, but don't tell who's playing tonight. I got something for that.
You get two horrible teams that play tonight, and it's going to be a great game.
Don't say no more. Hold on. I'm fixing to show why. Because I'm going to tell you something.
That's why
my number 2
That's why he's not here.
favorite player in the NFL is playing tonight.
You just passed it.
No, I've got one there. There's another one I'm working on. I don't want nobody to say nothing till you see it, because you're going. Everybody, if you're not watching, turn the TV on. All right, here it is.
If you're not watching, turn the TV on. How do you know to watch this?
Look at here. Just because I'm fixing to tell you, this is how. The greatest, and I know this would probably get a few people upset. And guess what? I really don't care. All right, let me put that one. Has to go over top of that, like that. Come on now. There we go. All right, are you ready? Are you ready to see the greatest, my second favorite quarterback of all time? Are you ready, Randall?
I'm ready.
Are you watching your phone?
I am watching my phone. D. Swain said he missed me, Sue, so I gave him a care emoji. I'm ready.
There he is. Now tell me who's playing tonight. Tell me who's playing tonight.
Tonight and Thursday night football, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Led by who?
Their mustache-wearing quarterback, Minshew.
Who sports jorts better than Garner Minshew?
You would think he was from Florida. You would think he was a Florida fan.
Let me tell you something. He has a cult following.
I agree.
This cat is doing pretty good, too.
He's a good player.
Can you crop in a 4 on his red shirt?
No, because I really want that shirt. And I'm going to wear those shorts.
Yeah, but it needs to say
Cougar
4.
Yeah, that needs to
It's
be the
gotta
official.
We need to take the X
Yeah.
out and put a 4 there.
That's got to be the official logo of the program.
Cougar 4.
With Gardner Minshew on the front of it.
Minshew. I call him Minshew.
Okay.
Everybody calls him his right name, but to me, he's Gardner Minshew because I can't pronounce his last name.
I actually think tonight's got a chance.
Is it Minshew?
It is Minshew.
It's
Minshew, ain't it?
Yeah.
Again, we go back to the fact I'm from Ray County, in English in Ray County. I'm sorry, Miss Mahler. You was my favorite teacher in school, but yeah, I didn't pick up a whole lot.
I had Miss Stevens, and she hated me.
Now,
too.
did somebody find out about the Red Sox?
Yeah.
Who were the Big Uglies and what year did they play?
03.
No.
I'm Googling just big uglies.
It
Big
doesn't
Uglies.
matter.
Boston
He can
Red
tell
Sox,
you
Big Uglies.
anything, and you're going to argue with it.
Only on this. I'm not a big arguing kind
You're
of
not
person.
argumentative would be the correct terminology.
Yeah.
Baloney.
That's not what I thought you just said.
Baloney.
Hey, by the way, I know they're not a sponsor, but come on now. Hey, Battlefield Burgers.
Oh, wait.
Get on board.
Oh, wait. That's when it was.
But he wasn't there.
Yeah, buddy. Let's see. All right. August. All right.
No Johnny Damon.
No, not that one. That wasn't the one.
Exactly right.
No, that says Red Sox ugly season right here. Boston Red Sox hits bottom and ugly loss to Rays. Where did I just say? I just read it. Oh,
go
wait.
to what year did the Red Sox have 9 consecutive walk-offs?
The Big Uglies. No, what season was it when they come from behind, like down 3-1, and beat the Yankees and went on the World Series?
I think that is.
I don't.
Hold on.
You put your hands where everybody can see them, son.
I guess I forgot to zip my britches. What the heck?
Nobody would know if you just don't say nothing. Nobody.
Let me see your hand, sir.
No, I said keep your hands up where we can see them.
Are we having a commercial break today?
Yes.
I do this show with my belt undone every day.
Somebody, please, because it's going to drive me insane until somebody tells me.
We tried.
There it is.
03.
No, it ain't the 03. It is. When did the. All right. Look under the Boston Red Sox first World Series win.
03.
04.
No.
04, and they beat the Cardinals.
No, that is not who it is.
And then the Red Sox beat the Rockies in 07. And then they beat...
Belo, you are incorrecto.
So it wasn't in the World Series that they came back in the on the Yankees. That was the American League Championship Series because they're in the same division. So let me Google that. Champions.
What other year did they go? Maybe it wasn't
14.
That's one I'm no. Yes, that's one I'm thinking of. That's
but Damon wasn't with them in the 14.
I'll get it right in a minute. I'm thinking of the 14 season. Was Big Papi and Rafael Ramirez or Manny Ramirez?
Probably.
It was Manny, Big Papi, Pedro. No,
so the
Pedroia. Gosh, D. Swain would be having a fit right now with me trying to enunciate these words.
So 04, the Red Sox came back on the Yankees in the ALCS. Terry Francona.
Yeah, well, the reason why I was looking at that, Jeff, was they. Jeff, are you a Yankees fan? He's probably a Yankees fan. But the Red Sox, I was a big. That's where I become a Red Sox fan. Was the year the Big Uglies come out? They all had the big bushy beards, and you had all those guys with Big Papi and it might be. I don't think it is because something there was. It might have been the first year. All right. Let's see, because they won it several times after that.
Trying to go through the Wikipedia.
18.
The 2004.
07. They were 04, 07, and 18, right?
Yeah.
It's the 07 season, maybe.
But he was in New York.
He was in New York then.
But I'm looking at the 04 lineup. It's got Damon Mueller, Ramirez Ortiz, Kevin Milner, Gabe Kapler, Veritek, Mark Bellhorn, Pookie Reese. Love that name.
Who was the 07 roster? Here it is. Roster for 07 was...
Hey, Wikipedia's got that.
Catcher. Jason Veritek was the catcher. Alex Corrier. Mike Lowell was there. Ortiz, Pedroia. Euclid. Yeah, it was the 07. That's who I'm thinking of, the 07 team.
But Damon wasn't there.
Yeah, it might not have been. It was, but that's the team I'm thinking. Coco Chris, yeah, it was 07.
Starting lineup for that team: Julio Lugo at shortstop, Euclid at first,
yeah,
Ortiz at DH,
yep,
Ramirez at left field,
yep.
JD Drew in right, Mike Lowe starting at third, Veritek catching, Coco Chris in center field, Dustin Pedroia, and on the mound, Kurt Schilling in a bloody sock.
Yes, that's the year I'm thinking of. That's the 07.
I like JD Drew.
I was thinking of 07. I didn't know 04 was their first year with Damon. I thought Damon was with 07. So that's where I got that mixed up.
Now, I think in the offseason that year is when he did his deal with the Yankees and got like $1 gazillion to go to the Yankees.
I was about to say, Jeff, if you were a Yankees fan, I was going to have to say, me and Cuz is going to talk about this. The Yankees, but that's when I started liking the Red Sox. That's the only team from up north I like. Now, as I've gotten older, and we had this stupid bet we did about picking the worst, and here's the thing. D. Swain should be eliminated by now because he hasn't got a Marlins hat.
He does not.
He's had plenty of time to get a Marlins hat.
The whole season.
And then Randall quit wearing his Pittsburgh hat. We have to wear it till
Tuesday.
it's over.
He wore it Tuesday.
I wore it Tuesday.
But you got to ever show.
I intended to come in
but you didn't bring a Tennessee hat. Not the state hat. It's got to be a volunteer hat.
It's ugly and orange.
It's volunteer tradition. I was trying to represent my college and my university.
What size is that?
Yeah, that's like a 3XL. It don't work no more.
Is that the goal? But you have a goal now. You have to be in that 3X by when?
Next football season.
What? No. Sooner than that.
January.
I'm in a 5X now.
January.
No.
This January.
Hey, if Tennessee makes a bowl, I have to be in it. How about that?
Then you better get to going. If Tennessee wins one game,
you can take my diet. I've lost 42 pounds and I plateaued out, so I've got to hit my next level.
I really wanted to have some beans before I went on the diet, but
beans are protein.
You can eat now lentils. Lentils are high in protein. Never mind. I give up. I'm tired of talking. Folks, we're gonna run away to commercial break because number one, I can't breathe. Number two, I can't talk. and I have messed this whole show up, and I've probably been red-pinned about 5 times. But we'll run away to our commercial break real quick. When we get back, we're going to talk Tennessee football and what Jeremy Pruitt has been up to and what they did for him. Folks, we'll be back right after this, and we're going to talk some more SEC.
High-Def Detailing specializes in restoring the look of your vehicle to that new vehicle look. No detail is missed, turning your dirty ride into a ride to show off. Custom packages that everyone can afford. A wash, wax, polish, detail, shampoo, and more. If you care about your ride, then call High Def Detailing today. 423-883-6888. That's 423-883-6888.
Brought to you by the fine folks at Gary Thacker Insurance over at 2382 Battlefield Parkway in Fort Oglethorpe. You can reach Gary and the gang over there at 706-866-8283. Summit Rental and Sales down at 5012 Battlefield Parkway in Fort Oglethorpe. You can reach Todd and the crew at 706-841-0777. River City Athletic Fields. They're the title sponsor for our top 10 list, and they're just a bunch of good guys over that way. Alex Vaughn and the crew at River City Athletic Fields make some of the finest playing surfaces this side of the Mississippi. Phil's Primetime Pizza down in beautiful Chickamauga, Georgia. You can reach them at 706-375-4448. Kevin and the crew make some of the finest Italian food around. Until you've had a lunch combo with a couple of good slices of pizza and a bag of Funyuns and a Dr. Pepper, you hadn't lived. Greg Payne over at Summit Funding. Loan officer for all your home loan and refinance needs at 423-645-9404. That's our good friend Greg Payne. Chattanooga Flower Market, 8016 East Brainerd Road over in Chattanooga at 423-899-2440 or ChattanoogaFlowerMarket.com. They put together some of the most beautiful bouquets and floral arrangements anywhere in the city of Chattanooga, and they do offer same-day delivery. So if you get in trouble with your wife, you can make a call to them, and they'll take care of you.
Hot Shots Cheerleading, the Hot Shots All-Stars over at 117 Heron Street in Fort Oglethorpe. You can reach them at 423-509-9732. Whether your child is a gymnast, a tumbler, a cheerleader, you want to make them a better athlete, send them to Hot Shots.
Choo Choo Barbecue of Chickamauga. Jeff Beagles and the crew at 12960 U.S. Highway 27 down in Chickamauga, Georgia. You can reach them at 706-375-7675. And folks, if you like barbecue, this is the place for you. The smell of that place is absolutely heavenly. You walk in, you want to chew your arm off, so it doesn't get any better. And they are also the title sponsor of our Friday Night Scoreboard.
Still not on.
Not on yet, but I'll put it on you in just a second.
I'm going to hold it. I got a cramp. I flex too long.
Our tribute to the Road Warriors.
I need some Belo's sports cream.
Yes, you do. Speaking of which, D. Swain was whining about being sore after our quick workout at the. But he did. I forgot. I take that back. He did another workout when he got home. I forgot. He did tell me that.
Was it Pilates or yoga or something?
I think he was doing yoga. You ought to see him in his little yoga pants. It's hilarious at work. Him trying to do yoga at work. It's really funny.
I don't want to see him in his yoga pants.
Oh, it's bad. I told him he's going to have to shave his legs. If he's going to wear yoga pants at work, he's going to have to shave his legs. It's really nasty.
Here's the hat, by the way. It's all frayed.
I don't think nobody wants to see it, Barnett.
Look,
nobody really asked. Nobody called or wrote in and said, "Do you happen to have the hat? We can see it."
That's what I do when I buy them.
Oh my gosh!
Get off my leg, yo! I'll finish it up.
But anyway, we did. Don't, dude. Come on. Oh, here he goes. Somebody stop him. Where's Mama Barnett?
Mama Barnett.
Please do something with this. We do want to see if we cannot start a petition to get Mama Barnett to make us some more beans and
talk to her today about it.
And
she said I can't do it tonight. So hey, what's up, Tabitha and Gabe? She gonna do it Tuesday.
My diet will start Wednesday.
Don't die over there holding your breath.
Look, I got wings coming for Saturday. I need to knock out about 50 wings.
All right, now here's what I'm going to do.
Look at it. Look at it. Look at it.
Don't. Oh, my gosh. That's about as goofy as that deadgum video that Megan posted today.
That was horrible.
It was Megan, and I didn't respond because I didn't want to call her out.
It was horrible.
And
I mean, it's cool if you're like in third grade, maybe.
Maybe third grade. But see, she's not watching on my feed.
She's watching on my feed.
So if she hears, if she's watching on his feed, not my feed.
And not my
so
feed.
now we know. Now we know the other half of the story.
I've always.
That's what we were. That's okay. Now we know.
I thought you thought more of me, Megan.
She said you were a sweetheart.
Jess said the last thing we need
Thank
is
you,
more
Megan.
beans.
I ain't got that.
Jess,
I'm a jerk.
I need beans with some
Jess.
sausage. Jess said we didn't need
Jeff,
Jeff.
my cousin.
Jeff, sorry about that,
walked
Jess.
out on us today. He said he was no longer a part of the show.
Yes, D. Swain has.
Flew the coop.
Maybe I could get Duke to come over from Tennessee Macabre and get.
Well, I don't know if D. Swain was mad because I was making fun of his yoga pants and it hurt his pride or his
Were they
feelings.
Zumas?
Huh?
Was they Zumas in honor of the Road Warriors?
It was horrible.
No,
Megan.
no. I remember those. Do you remember Zubaz?
He's figured
Zubaz.
a story of them.
Yeah, yeah. So, and I know.
If anybody out there has a pair of Zubaz, wear them on the show or wear them for the show Thursday. Send us pictures of you and your Zubaz.
Pat Rose still wearing them.
Pat Rose still wears them, and I love them. I love Zubaz. If Pat's watching, dude,
So,
send us a picture of the Zubaz.
Pat posted the greatest story, and said the Road Warriors had a sponsorship and was getting clothes come in, and you know Pat was working for WCW back then, and Pat worked. He said like their first year in the business with them constantly because he'd take good bumps for them, but the end of the story, Pat started telling a story, not to steal your thunder, Pat, but about Hawk would come in with boxes of those workout pants and give them to Pat to sell for them for $5 a pair. So they were trying to give them Pat pants to wear to the arenas, and Hawk was out there selling their swag to the boys for $5 a pair. When Pat told that story, I was driving and I literally ran off the road laughing about it.
That is too funny. Zubaz. Have you ever owned Zubaz?
Oh yeah, they back in the day, if you worked in the wrestling business anywhere near it,
if you worked out, I had a pair of Zubaz, but they wasn't the zebra stripe. They were like I don't guess they was really Zubaz then because they wasn't. They were made like Zubaz, but they looked like denim pants. And you wore the fanny pack with it and the ripped shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, I was killing it back.
You had
in the
to
day.
have back in the day in the WCW, when I was working security so much for them, everybody had one of those metal Halliburton cases. They brought that, their fanny pack, and their Zubats, and that was their standard wear.
Yeah,
and it was the Road Warriors.
Do you not think?
Why don't you give me a pair of those?
Fanny packs need to come back. They're awesome, dude.
Look,
I could see you with
Walmart. Yeah, I could wear a pair. With Walmart bringing back the retro.
Yes,
MTV,
bring back Zubaz. Well, you can
Zubaz.
actually order those online.
$19.99.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get a pair for my Tennessee stuff, and I'm gonna wear either the black and orange Zubaz or orange and white Zubaz, and we will wear them on the show. And we will take a Tennessee shirt, we'll cut the sleeves out, and we'll be pumped.
This is Ryan.
Ryan who?
Swaney.
That's not Ryan Swaney, is it?
No, but look,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
got the
that's-
mullet and the Zubaz.
Yeah, that's the guy off of Waterboy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Zubaz and the cutoff shirt.
I want a pair. $19.99 if somebody wants to donate.
Man, you gonna keep raising money like Jerry's kid over there tonight? You done asked for a mini fridge.
It's gonna be called Brent's Kids.
Yeah.
Surely somebody has a mini fridge just laying around the house they want to donate.
D'Lo, what we gonna do with him, man? He's lost. We've lost all control since.
He didn't say a word Thursday night show because he
I was
wasn't feeling
Tuesday
good.
night. I was not feeling it.
And since somebody that can't be mentioned left, he ain't stopped.
Yeah, since he's not here, we cannot mention his name the rest of the
Look,
show.
I must be butter because I'm on a roll tonight.
He's done went full fundraiser. Next thing he knows, he's gonna be bringing out Up With People and special guests Tony Orlando and Don.
All right, we got to save this real quick.
Jeremy Pruitt's contract.
Jeff, you might want to check your comment and edit that real quick.
No, stop. Don't tell him anything. I want to read it.
All right. Yeah. Randall, you need.
Jeff's a graduate of the Randall Cunningham School of
You can
Spelling.
tell me and Jeff are cousins. You can tell we're related.
Hey, talk to text will do you wrong a lot of the time.
We would tell that story, but we can't.
No, we can't.
Yeah, I know.
When I text and it's bad, I blame it on text.
I wish we would talk to text,
and it's just me.
Yeah.
I wish
Now,
we could talk
here's
to
the thing.
text.
We
Make
did
it
this
life a lot
week, and I do want to say this real quick, because we got to get serious with the show.
Why? We're having a fun show.
We are having a fun show, and normally when we'll be looking for somebody at some point to
donate a refrigerator,
donate a mini fridge, and if we cannot mend fences, somebody will be sitting in that seat pretty soon. But here's where we're at. I did a promotion with our page, and this week alone, there's like 12 fans from Knoxville, Tennessee that has liked our page.
Rocky Top, baby.
And 8 fans from Tuscaloosa that has liked our page,
on
and
Facebook?
1 from Mississippi. Yes, on Facebook.
And hey, look, I'm saying it. Roll Tide if you want to like it.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing, Randall.
Yes.
Take it away for the next minute or two. I want you to give us the update for Tennessee, what Coach Pruitt did, what they done for him, and then you're going to hit Georgia right behind that.
What do you mean about Georgia? They didn't do anything for Georgia.
That's what I want you to say, but you ruined it.
Oh, okay, my bad.
That was your thing. Oh, and today at Georgia News, nothing happened.
So today, Tennessee. Well, first of all, let's give Jeremy credit. And sorry, folks. Somebody asked me why I feel like I call him Jeremy. I knew him when he was 12 years old. I can call him whatever I want. So Coach Pruitt got an extension today, 4 years, $400,000, or 2 years, $400,000 a year added to the back of his contract. I think it was a good move. They evidently had it in place earlier this year. And Jeremy was making less money than Mike Leach or Lane Kiffin, the 2 new hires. He's making, to us, it's the world, but he's making $3.8 million.
Now he's up to 4.2.
4.2. Also, I think it helps because you want to keep your coach with a 5-year contract because you're out recruiting. And you want to be able to walk into mama and daddies and say, I'm going to be there. If your kid comes to Tennessee, he's going to play for me. And frankly, I think with the performance last year, and I know what everybody's going to say about Georgia State and BYU, but I do consider myself a bit of a football expert. Tennessee got better as the year went on.
Oh, by far.
And I think he done a good job because that was a train wreck looking to collide somewhere after the first 2 games.
All right, I'm going to interrupt you real quick, but don't forget your train of thought.
You give him 2 minutes and you cut him off.
Well, no, I ain't cutting him off. I'm going to add something I want him to talk about. I ain't going to cut him off. Do you think Jeremy Pruitt made the right decision by keeping Garantano?
I do.
Explain that.
And I said it in a group chat today. One of the group chats I'm in. It wasn't ours. It was my fantasy football guys. I think without a real preseason, that experience at the quarterback position is going to be of utmost value. I also think this is the 3rd year with Chaney, or OC Jim Chaney, with Garantano. I also thought Garantano, after the horrible mistake he made at Alabama, and if you want to know how bad the mistake was at Alabama,
it cost them to win.
Yeah, you should have been up in the stadium. They wouldn't start him the next week because they simply didn't want him to be booed out of Neyland Stadium. So they started Juwan Jennings at quarterback. So when the Jumbotron runs up through, starting at quarterback, senior Juwan Jennings. I understood it was a horrible mistake, but he actually played fairly well at times. Mm-hmm. I don't think we need a quarterback. I think our quarterback of the future is on campus in Harrison Bailey from Marietta. I think the quarterback of the future in the short term, if we have to go to another quarterback, it's probably Meyer from last year.
Yeah, I think he done good last year.
He did.
And he's not lights out. He's no Garner Minshew, but he's okay.
I think Tennessee has a chance to get off to a good start, even though they're playing an all-SEC schedule. And I will mark it down. What's the day? The 23rd?
Yep, all day. No, 24th.
24th. Randall Cunningham, number one prediction of the season. Jarrett Garantano has a good season. Not a great season. A good, efficient season.
Well, it's define good. What's good in your mind?
I think he throws somewhere.
QBR rating?
Oh, I don't think it's out the roof. I think he throws somewhere around 2,400 yards. Or not. It's only 10 games. Sorry. Somewhere around 2,000 yards, 14, 15 touchdowns. But I don't think this year is the first time in his career Tennessee's not going to ask him to win football games. Tennessee's strength of the team, even without Cade Mays, if he's not eligible, is the offensive line and the two tailbacks. And Tennessee's going to line up, and I think they have enough at the offensive line that says, here we come, and that's what we're going to do. Against Florida, Alabama, possibly Georgia. Georgia's got a great defense. Alabama's got a great defense. Florida's got a great. I don't know if we can score enough to beat those teams, but I know we stand a better chance to win the game if we could if we can run the football and shorten the game. That's the path for us to win games.
If we can run the football,
yes,
control the line of scrimmage, put pressure on their quarterback, we can win every single game we play.
We can win if we can do those three things.
And I don't know why they can't do that. They start out good, they fade. One thing that always bothered me about Tennessee was they did the same thing Georgia would do. You get up and then coached. I don't see Jeremy Pruitt that kind of coach.
And maybe,
he ought to keep his foot on the gas all the way to the end. It ain't his job to stop us.
Maybe there's some, and we joke a lot, but I am as serious a Tennessee fan exists in the world, and I know a lot about every other school. I'm a football fan. But last year, at times, there were so many kids left the program in the coaching turmoil. Tennessee dressed less kids on scholarships than most 1AA school. Wow. The number was like 63 on scholarships at one point.
Wow.
So Tennessee's not had the best depth. And Bilo, to your point, I think Tennessee's 11 last year could play with everybody else's 11 for most of the game. But what happened in those games, even at Georgia, Georgia blew us out 41-14, whatever it was. We were down a touchdown driving with the football deep in Georgia territory when the defensive end from Georgia just absolutely laid Brian Mayer out, and they went the other way. But that's the point in football games where our 11 couldn't play with other people's 22. Right. So I think this year the depth's a little better. I've talked a lot about Texas A&M, but I'm telling you, there's another team in the SEC I fear, and it's I fear Kentucky. I think they're going to be very good.
They're going to be good, yeah.
They can do exactly what we've talked about: run the football, control line of scrimmage, and rush the passer.
A TV analyst today said it's not going to happen for Kentucky this year.
It couldn't.
I think they have what it takes. They're a good program this year.
They have more questions at quarterback than Tennessee does.
Yeah, and Georgia.
Yeah, I mean Kentucky don't know.
No,
I mean
we did announce DeJuan Mathis as quarterback. But JT Daniels is traveling with us. The one who is still waiting approval or injury approval.
I tend to agree with the name that can't be mentioned today. That Georgia has, to me, and this is not a shot at you or anybody else there. Georgia has a lot to prove in my head. I think Georgia has a great defense. I think Georgia has an elite defense. But I truly am confused by what Georgia wants to be on offense and how they're going to accomplish it this year. I'm so excited about college football. I just can't even explain it.
All right. So, in your opinion, does Pruitt have Tennessee headed the right direction better than any other coach since Fulmer?
I agree. Jeremy's got the program headed in the right direction. A statement to make, and I don't care if somebody hears it or not, I was completely against the hiring of Jeremy Pruitt. Mm-hmm. I was torn up. I was upset. And the reason being was I still thought Jeremy was the 14-year-old kid that I knew then. But Coach Pruitt has earned my respect, and he has earned my respect to what he wants to get done up there. Mm-hmm. And he's a real player's coach, and kids want to play with him, play for him. The question to me is can Jeremy get the program full enough? And he's getting there. A number 13 recruiting class last year. Will finish in the top 8 or 9 this year. When that's full, what's he going to do with it? But right now, as a donor, as a member, as an alumni, I am completely happy with the direction of our program.
All right. Now, what else is going on in college football that we haven't talked about yet? You was talking about some news right before we went on the air.
Yes. Actually have.
And we knew this was going to happen. But
I actually have an official press release that was just sent out. So, Megan, I'm going to try to pull a professional voice here for a minute. She's made fun of me not being able. Pac-10 announces resumption of football, basketball in winter season.
Of course they do.
San Francisco, California. The Pac-10 CEO group announced today that based upon updated Pac-12 COVID medical advisory, the committee recommended that to take into account material changes to testing capability and prevalence in the COVID-19 and the cardiac issues, along with the state's updated and local health officials' guidelines. The conference will resume football activity, basketball activity, and winter sports season. Football season may commence. Some other stuff. It looks like upon approval, football will start November 6th. Basketball will start November the 25th.
In other words, we're going broke, and we don't want to lose $60 million.
The Pac-10.
That's what I read between that.
Yeah, the Pac-10's a real crazy environment out there. I lived in California at one point, and as we defined him, my step cousin, which means he was somebody I knew, played at UCLA. And as much money as the schools locally has, the amount of money that universities have out there is unreal. I think USC's approaching $1 billion in endowment. And the last thing those schools want to do is lose money on football. They may not be the money-making machine that the SEC is, but I promise you right now, if you got $1 billion in the bank, you still don't want to write a check for $50 million to cover the cost.
All right. Now, are your gut ripped out of you? Are you ready to hear some good news finally that happened? There's good people in America. And I've been waiting all day, and I did not, and I told Robbie I would read this. Robbie printed the story off, and we were talking about this at work. And this is where I'm not going to go full blast political, by no means. But I am going to touch, I'm just going to kiss it, just to kind of like if you're drifting.
Did you freeze?
It's probably because I pulled the internet up. Yeah, we froze up real quick. Let me cut it back off. Yeah, it always does that, and I don't know why. So let me give it a minute to catch back up.
Sorry, people.
But what I'm going to do, did we freeze back? Did we unthaw?
Thaw out. If you know what happens when you unthaw?
Yeah.
You freeze.
Here's what I got though, and I wanted to do this, and I should have done this before, but you can't. It won't let me Google stuff online.
Y'all don't, Austin Lee. Y'all don't know about them Georgia boys.
Yeah. Austin's rookie at work, and he was asking where Pops was at. That's what he calls D. Swain, and I told him D. Swain quit the show because of contract disputes, and he don't believe me.
Right now,
somebody's hemorrhoid was flared up or something.
The renaming of blank low estates was his topic of conversation.
It still froze. So
I'm live. Can y'all see my beautiful face?
I'm live,
Hello.
but we're not streaming. Now we're catching back up. It takes it a second.
I am available for you ladies.
And this happened the other day, and it irritates me to no end. Facebook does us this way. YouTube don't. And I'm about to the point I'm going to eliminate Facebook altogether and just strictly go YouTube and nothing else. So while we have the chance, we've unfroze. While we have the chance, if you see the show and you're watching the show, and I know I sent this ad out about Facebook and us building the Facebook page where we wanted to be at, And it just wasn't happening. Facebook was freezing up. We shut Facebook down, a week and a half ago?
Yeah.
We've never done that. But every time we've done the show, and nobody shared probably the video that D-Swing shares it in, but it shut the show down. There was people viewing and watching the whole entire solid hour straight, froze everything out on our feed. So that's
Good problem to have.
It is. So we had to go to YouTube, and that's why we went with these other platforms. So I may not even do Facebook next. I don't know. I'm still working on that. But we talked about this story last week with Mike Pouncey and the Pouncey twins, and how I was furious. And this is a sport issue. It's a sports story. Nice socks, by the way. But it's a sports story that I'm going to touch on because I'm sick and tired of our media covering only one half of the story in America. It gets old, it gets sickening, and it's tiresome. I'm fed up with it. And there's stories going on in sports that are not mainstream media. All right? And last Thursday, whenever it was, I went on a rant about my Steelers. How that ownership, the CEO, mandated whose name the players were going to have on the back of their helmet. But yet, the whole thing about it is giving people a voice. But yet you took the players of your own team's voice away. All right, and then they claim, well, it wasn't done on purpose. Yes, it was. It was a last minute, let's do it. Oh, let's pick one random martyr for the name and put it on there. Well, two of the Steelers had a problem with it. One was Marquise Pouncey, who put the name of a fallen police officer on his helmet. Now, Steelers lineman, and I know I'm going to butcher his name, Alejandro Villanueva?
Alejandro Villanueva.
Villanueva.
Did I just say that?
You kind of did.
I did.
I love this because this will hit you in the feels. He wore the name of a fallen Army hero on his helmet during Monday night's game against the New York Giants, breaking away from the team's decision to wear Antron Rose Jr. name on their helmets for the entire season. Now, here's what the story says. All right, let me scroll down here. Villanueva, a former captain in the U.S. Army who served 3 tours in Afghanistan and became an Army Ranger before joining the NFL in 2014, was seen covering Rose's name with that of Alon Cachet. If I say that, I know I butchered that, and I'm sorry, because this man is one of the greatest heroes I've ever heard. When I heard the story Robbie told me today, I said, I want to read that. That's amazing what this guy done. And his race isn't, you don't ever want to just pull somebody off the side and go, well, and start naming the race. Because this wasn't a white gentleman that he put on the back of his helmet. Army Sergeant First Class Elaine C. Cachet died in 2005 after attempting to rescue fellow soldiers from a burning vehicle following a roadside bomb in Iraq on October 17. According to the Military Times, he suffered second and third degree burns over 70% of his body, eventually succumbing to those injuries on November 5th. He was posthumously something like it. It's posthumously awarded the Silver Star. Villanueva was the sole member to deviate from the team's plan to wear the name of Rose, a 17-year-old black teen who was shot and killed by a police officer in 2018. I'm not going down that road.
Yeah, don't.
This year, the NFL was allowing the players to win it. I want to get back to the story. All right. Basically, and it didn't. It sure enough went and turned it a whole, again, media. Thank you for that. But Robbie printed the story off. Basically what happened, that sergeant, all right, was in the roadside bomb. He was covered with gasoline and diesel fuel. He was on fire, burning. His clothes was on fire. He was on fire as he was dragging his buddies out of the Humvees to save their life, and saved everybody, I think, but one or two lives. And when they got him to the medical tent, he said, "Look, I know I'm not going to make it. Take care of my men." And he died right after that. But he's on fire, dragging lives out to save those lives, and yet it will not be mentioned. It will never be reported, and it never was on mainstream media. But you let some drug addict or some drug dealer get shot up, and that makes national news, and people start burning cities down.
Going on now.
Yeah, it's going on now. Why don't you report the good stuff? Why don't you report the names that Marquise Pouncey had, or the names that this guy had? Because it don't fit the narrative. And college football, and we talked about this, the Pac-10 try to spin it their way, and the Big Ten and say, "Oh, we're not going to have this because of COVID." There's been so many. COVID is bad in a lot of ways. I had it. I know it's bad. And I would never make light of it. It's not. But it don't affect everybody the same way. As bad as they say, "Oh, you get it, you're going to die." No, there's people that has died from it, yes.
But the second form of death.
Right. I mean, I have a personal friend I grew up with that is on a life support ventilator right now.
Yeah, I lost a guy I used to do football with.
Right. So it is real, and it is there, but it affects people that may have underlying issues that we don't know about or they didn't know about, so you can't say that it's all bad across the top, because it's not all bad, but it is bad. But when you say, "I'm not going to let these kids participate because of this," but you can riot and nothing's done about it. You can march, nothing's done about it. You can do all these things and nothing is done about it unless you fit a narrative that's out there. So, folks, I'm here to tell you, sports is great. It's a great outlet. But don't be so blind that you don't look at both sides of every story, because there's good and bad on both sides of the aisle. There's good and bad in America. Do your homework. Do your research. Look at both sides of the story. I'm disgusted with the Steelers organization for what they were doing. I didn't even watch the game because I'm that aggravated with it. And if I don't watch another Pittsburgh game, I'm okay. I'm still going to breathe. I'm still going to be alive. And football is not my life. I enjoy watching college football a whole lot better now than I do the pros.
You know, Villanueva was the guy that they left on the sidelines last year too.
But let me. Yes, that's a lie, because now I'm fixing to get you real good about the media coverage. Well, did any of y'all watch Sunday night's football game between New England Patriots and Miami Dolphins?
It's horrible for me to say, but I'm about to tell you what I've been doing. I don't turn on the game till 15 minutes after it starts.
Yeah.
I'm
same way. I don't want to watch pregame anymore.
This is what I've done for Randall as a choice. I have eliminated that section of the game from my life, and I love pro football, and I'm not willing at this point to give it up. Yeah. But you know, I did hear what they did, and I had watched all day and not a problem. Didn't have a problem with anything happened.
I didn't hear what happened. So tell me.
All right. Did you see the game?
No. I watched the game, yes.
Did you hear the comments that they made on the game about their owner, Robert Kraft?
I probably did not.
All right. It was the first time in team history that he did not travel with the team, and they said because of COVID-related issues. That's what they said. Where was the... Something playing in the background?
I thought it was, but it was just me over here.
Where was the game at?
Miami.
It was in Miami, wasn't it? How ironic, because today the news broke. Robert Kraft was relieved of any wrongdoing in his... Exonerated in his case against the massage parlor and the prostitution ring that was located in Miami. Yeah. He didn't go travel with the team. It wasn't because of COVID. He was barred from Miami.
He was forbidden.
Yes, he was forbidden to go to Miami until this was resolved. It got resolved today. That's what I'm talking about, people. The media is jacked up. They want you to, oh, poor Robert Kraft. If he got exonerated. Now, I'm telling you, the other ones didn't. only his name came up. Believe what you want to, but I'm sick of it.
Well, it's like what
I'm sick and tired of it.
To you today, media sees something totally different. And it was just a fake. It was a farce. But Donald Trump is fist bumping this golfer, and said, "Hey, nice eagle you shot on the 9th hole." The media sees it as Donald Trump just shot 9 eagles.
Yeah,
with a gun. It's they see it and hear it the way they want to and portray it, and we go with it.
So, and this is kind of a sidebar, but it goes back to the point. So I think that's the reason these type of shows are growing. Because I do work in what you call the mainstream media, but it's in sports, and it's in high school sports. I've never faced anything like that. I do know people that are working for ESPN and 24/7, and they have to be very careful what they say in public. I never say that, but I'm trying to pick the right words. So for me, and joining this show, which these guys were good enough to bring me in, it was a platform where I could speak whatever was on my mind, and I don't feel like, and nobody at my radio stations ever told me not to say something. It's not there. But in these platforms, we can reach the whole world, and we can reach them with what we believe. And I'm not as on the political, and we've said it in here, right or left spectrum, as probably you guys are. But I do feel a freedom being in here and being able to say, hey, I feel this way. It is the new revolution in media, is to come to places like this to get your news, to get your information. Because I'm telling you, everybody in this room, we don't have an agenda other than what we
like
feel
sports.
inside.
Yeah.
You know, and if I tell you I don't like someone kneeling for an anthem, it's because I feel that way. Nobody's telling me what to feel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I told people last week in 1968 when Juan Carlos raised his fist, it's in my basement right now, and many people are offended by that. I thought it was one of the greatest moments in sports. I thought it was really appropriate. So that's the reason media outlets like this are growing, because if you want to hear what the news used to be, when I turned on the news as a kid and Bob Johnson and Don Welch and Daryl Patterson was on Channel 9, I knew they were telling me the truth.
There was a day and time when that was the case.
I don't feel like I can watch, and Fox News is in the list, CNN's on the list. I don't think anybody's telling the whole 100% truth. So I come to places like this. I have podcasts like this that I listen to for news. And most of the times it's guys like us that have a little media background that went, hey, I want an outlet to speak my opinion and the truth. And that's what I listen to. If you pull my phone out right now.
Which one?
The real phone. I promise you there is more downloaded podcasts to listen to right now than hours my TV has been on this year.
Yeah.
Because my TV only comes on for live football, live baseball, and hey, I like Mountain Men, stuff like that.
Okay, moving right along. That was all.
Hey, that
awkward, uncomfortable.
Have you never seen the show Mountain Men?
Nope.
That's a great.
Yes, but make sure you say the TV show.
I like
Mountain Men.
I like the show. I could have went for Deadliest Catch, and I was afraid of that connotation altogether.
No. That would have been a lot better than
the show. Mountain Men was great.
Yeah,
I did.
And I like Mountain Men.
I do like Mountain Men.
That is as uncomfortable and awkward as it gets.
Pull the main card invitation.
Hey,
real quick.
But I mean, I try to be funny, but still, yet I think there's a valid point to it.
There is, and that's the good thing about what we do is when we started this. When I got with D. Swain over a year ago and said, "Hey, are you interested in doing this?" and we didn't. It was just strictly sports. We took it and had fun with it, and that's all it was. Dennis has my job is as the host is to find out what buttons to push to get you guys animated or passionate to talk about the stories that we talk about off the air. Because I'm gonna tell you, if somebody followed us around.
This is our life.
Yeah, with a camera. The conversations me and Dennis had when we were talking about LeBron James and Michael Jordan. Very heated conversation. Very passionate.
Very passionate.
But at the same time, we can agree to disagree, and we're still good friends after that.
Oh, you just broke kayfabe.
What? Agree to disagree?
You talked about E. Swaney's.
Yeah, you talked about him, but beside the point.
I was making a point about him in the
y'all
past.
Y'all bicker and fight, and y'all are hard nosed, but
friends. I didn't say still are.
No, but you even broke it though. You were talking about how you have fun, you joke.
That was in
the
beginning when we started the show.
Yeah, but then y'all are really good. You're really good friends in the outfit.
Really good friends.
That's like The Rock and Stone Cold going out there and beating the daylights out of each other, verbal sparring.
Well,
and then
everybody knows.
He broke kayfabe.
Well, everybody knows that.
Don't you remember the Barry Windham heel turn and went to the Four Horsemen?
Yeah.
We had a heel.
Everybody
we had a heel turn.
Heel turn.
Everybody knows that me and Dennis used to be friends. Now we're in a contract dispute right now, and that's why he's not here. Big deal. We'll get through it. And if we don't, they'll be
holding out.
That's what he's doing. He's pulling this stupid Bobby Bonilla crap on me. Is what he's doing, and he's like, look, if it ain't going to be July 1st when I get paid, I'm not coming out of the house.
Well, he's about to be unfriended.
Well, I'm thinking I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going for 2 rack of ribs a day.
You're on a diet, remember?
Oh, I'm fat. I'm on a diet. Sorry.
Yeah.
We're working on that. We're getting you in better shape.
Still not.
A pear is not the shape.
I'm still not doing no mud run.
You don't have to.
Okay.
We saw the pictures.
I am officially the cheerleader.
We're in agreement that you don't have to run just because of the metal fragmentation you carry around in your posterior area.
If I'm not mistaken, did our video freeze up? No, we're good.
Oh, I'm sitting here
okay,
looking at myself.
It froze and we lost majority of our viewers because it froze.
That's okay.
That's the part about Facebook I cannot stand. So we're going to make a decision whether we keep going with Facebook or totally eliminate it and stay strictly on YouTube. And if we do, we're going to have to put that out. I don't know how you promote your YouTube channel.
By people watching. The problem is if we do cut out Facebook, we need all of you to join YouTube, to subscribe, to like. When you get on, first thing, comment who's on. We don't know if you're on unless you tell us.
Yeah.
So maybe a good time to launch this would be like Fan Appreciation Week. We got everybody in the room and
let's do this. I'll tell you what. Let's do this. This segment is already over an hour, if I'm not mistaken. Let me pull this up.
Before we get out, I got one announcement tonight. Some for
Okay. Mars said
almost an hour and a half. We're fixing to cut off here and go to YouTube Live real quick, and then do a short segment, and then we'll take that segment also and promote it.
Can I do this announcement for a friend of the show real fast?
Yeah, real quick.
All right. So this is about our friend of the show, Duke Rawson at the Marion Messenger. Official press release. Please don't let me mess this up, Lord. Tennessee McCobb will celebrate its 4-year anniversary on October 15th of this year. The show first aired on WEPG 980 AM 910 and Cable Access Channel 197. In fact, our publicity was an article that appeared in the Marion Messenger that October. Since then, Morty, Deke, and the Grim Reaper have hosted shows and characters and have aired shows every Saturday, lovingly sketched together with classic drive-in horror movies and long-suffering technical director TJ, Duke's son. Quite a bit has changed. AM 910 is now River 104.5, and the part of the ITV Chattanooga and Tennessee McCobb airs every Saturday night in additions. We would like to thank everybody for their support and successful music podcast, Jukebox from the Mars. So I'm going to skip part of it. In other words, starting Saturday night, Monster Viewpoint, Other Worlds TV is a fantastically successful horror channel based in Lexington, Kentucky. This week, Tennessee McCobb will be appearing on TV the first time. According to LaDonna Murphy, they will be launching the show on Bizarre TV and a Roku. And I'll post this on my Facebook. It is a big deal for our buddies over at Tennessee McCobb. They're going to have a regional TV station replaying their show, and they wanted to get it out to everybody. If you don't know who I'm talking about, Duke He's a great friend of our show, and I'm sorry I didn't get to read it all, but hey, it's longer than I thought. But this Saturday night, if you have, what's the name of the station? Other Worlds TV. Look for Tennessee Macabre. Thanks for letting me do that.
Well, anytime, and we do appreciate everything. And you think about it, he's grown pretty quick in 4 years' time.
The actual regional network TV available all over the South, as I understand.
And that's where we want to be in 4 years or less as well. So we all have that goal, but we're going to end it real quick right here, and we're going to pick up on YouTube Live, strictly YouTube, real quick to make a promotional type video thing that we can plug on Facebook. So for those that have been watching, we appreciate you watching, and be looking at our show. We'll be posting where we're going to go and make our new home at. But we appreciate you watching. We appreciate you being loyal to us, and we'll be back right after this.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
Cannot play with them. Cannot win with them. Cannot coach with them. Can't do it. I want winners.
Hello? You play to win the game.
But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook. Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40. That's all I got to say. Makes me want to puke.
The train wreck of social media is now